world. Contact us today.
Who's in? Who's out? And what'll happen Sunday when the Broncos battle the Steelers?
Quick pressure on Ben Roethlisberger, and he is going to be hit and sacked.
Join Dave Logan and Rick Lewis as the Broncos try to bounce back into the win column.
Touchdown, Denver!
On the KOA Broncos Radio Network.
This is Brad Moline, president of Allo Communications. I'm proud to say that Allo is supporting the FCC's Emergency Broadband Benefit Program. We are committed to bringing high-quality internet to everyone in our fiber communities. If you qualify for federal support or have been financially impacted during the pandemic, you may receive free 500 megabit internet from Allo. To find out more, please stop by the Allo store or go to allofiber.com/EBB.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. Nick Sainert, Enrique Alvarez Clary with you. I usually say hello, Rico, at this point. Hello.
Hello.
He is a little preoccupied finagling some headphones around and stuff, so it's just me for a couple seconds here. As always, 402-464-5685. Feel free to chime in all hour long on the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line as well. Both those are open for you, as well as on the Starter Heyman Jewelers video stream, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. We'll throw your comment on the screen, and then we'll have you guys tuning in and incorporating yourself into the show that way. In addition, a lot of stuff. Hello, Rico.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I am great.
Okay. Let's open this up to the text line right now. So if you have just joined us, we did a little carryover between Bach, Tom, me and Rico. I just came up with that.
I like that one.
So the guys in the morning, they have the spillover. We don't want the spill. We don't want to say that. However, we need a name for it.
We can't have the crossover because that is what Jay Foreman and Eric Strickland have.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
So maybe it's the carryover.
It has to have over in it.
It does.
Something over.
And so send in your thoughts, your suggestions, 464-5685. A lot of stuff to get to today. We're going to look at Michigan a little closer, look at Nebraska's defense as well. Also, at the end of this segment, we're going to play Two Truths and a Lie. So $25 to Muchachos, your opportunity to win there. It's going to our featured athlete today, JoJo Domann.
JoJo Domann.
So if you know your JoJo Domann trivia, make sure you're listening around 2:20-ish. We'll do it then, and we'll be good to go. We'll talk
Hangover.
I do like that.
The hangover before the happy hour.
Okay.
We got that twice already.
Craig and Steve, Harold Spheres, no.
Yeah, no, that's not happening.
Yeah, we're not doing that one. Hangover, I like Hangover quite a bit.
Hangover.
That could be something that we have something there. We'll talk to Aaron Sorensen of Hale Varsity at 2:30 today as well. And then in the final segment, we'll look at the NL wild card game tonight. Because the Cardinals are playing the Dodgers, Rico.
Wild card games are dumb.
Yeah, let's start there.
All wild card games are dumb, and
they
should be banned, and they should never be played again.
What was your thought in the bottom of the first after, they walked a guy and then Xander.
After they walked Rafael Devers?
Thank you, Rafael Devers. And weren't they 1 and 2? Wasn't the count 1 and 2 at some point?
It was he couldn't find the strike zone because that ump was awful. Nobody could find the strike zone except for Nate Eovaldi also couldn't find the strike zone, but the Yanks were swinging at everything, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But when they walked Rafael Devers and they brought Xander Bogaerts up, I was like, all right, it's okay. He doesn't hit home runs. He'll probably hit like a bloop single, or he'll ground out, or he'll just hit like a liner. So like, I was like, it's not going to be too much damage. You probably won't get a run. It'll be okay. And he just meatballs it over the plate. And Xander said, bye-bye, and hit it dead center.
It was
like 450 some feet. And at that moment, I thought, oh, dear God, this is not going to be good. Because Garrett Cole, in like, I don't know exactly how many starts outside of the Yankees in the postseason he had, but he had allowed 2 home runs total in like, I don't know, let's just say 10 starts away from the Yankees. And in 4 postseason starts with the Yankees, he has allowed 3. So it's fine. I'm fine.
I feel bad. I kind of feel bad for Stanton. Stanton's played really well.
I don't feel bad for Stanton.
Why not?
I don't feel bad. Hustle out of the box.
I feel bad for Anthony Rizzo because he left a very homey feeling Chicago Cubs organization.
You feel bad for Anthony Rizzo?
Just he could have been sitting at home just a day earlier.
You feel bad for Anthony Rizzo for making the playoffs? Yeah, me too.
I feel bad for Anthony Rizzo.
For 250 home runs.
Teasing Rizzo that he was going to go far in the playoffs. Also, can we make fun of Aaron Boone?
Why?
The quote that he said after the game about the MLB closing the gap.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, like what? There was no gap to close, Aaron.
Have I missed
since you have been with the Yankees? There has been no gap to close.
Have I missed the Yankees winning a couple World Series the last couple years?
Apparently, so did I. So did the Yankees.
Wow, that's wild.
It's idiotic. It's stupid. It's dumb. I hate it.
Yeah,
his contract expired after the season, so I don't know if they bring him back. I don't know who they go and get. I don't know if they bring Aaron Boone back though.
I would be surprised if they bring Aaron Boone back. He just hasn't worked. Also, it's such the Red Sox have had the Yankees number since 2004, so it is what it is.
Slightly annoying. I wish it was the Twins. They definitely would have won that one.
Yeah, probably.
They don't lose to the Twins in the playoffs.
Probably. 464-5685. We had a caller that recommends the layover. That's not horrible. So far we have layover, hangover,
turnover,
the move over.
No,
over and back.
Somebody said the leftover. No, that's what they
we want to get rid of
the
that.
Leftovers.
We're burning that. That one's done. The do over.
Nah, it's not a do over.
The pop over, the flop over.
No, those are dumb.
Come on, Gus, be better.
It's either the layover.
I'm kidding, Gus. I appreciate you.
No, don't. You're not kidding. Those are dumb.
No, I am. I do
Gus,
kid.
Gus, be better.
The smooth over is pretty cool.
No, it's dumb. There's no. Gus, be better.
Brad from Baldwin says Boone is done. Do you want Boone done?
I don't know what I want because I don't know who they will hire. I don't know if it'll make a difference. I don't know. They made the ALCS twice with them, the ALDS twice with them, and then they lost in the wild card round. So it's not like he was a complete failure, but with the amount of talent that he had on this team, he should have made it. He should have made at least one World Series. Not one, at least made one. I mean, he should have won one, but he should have made one at least, at the very least.
I was going to do this in the final segment, but since we're talking about baseball, who do you have tonight? Who do you want tonight? Who do you think wins?
I want the Cardinals because I don't like the Dodgers.
I'm in the same boat.
I believe the Dodgers will win.
As a Cubs fan, I don't necessarily want the Cardinals to win, but I just want the Dodgers to
Seeing
lose
a team
more.
win 106 games and lose in one game in the playoffs and be out would be pretty funny.
And the fact that it's the Dodgers makes it 100 times. But it's the same thing as the Yankees. Sorry, Rico.
It's fine.
Sorry, man.
It's fine. Everybody hates you when you're apparently at the top.
When they trade for everybody at the top.
When you're apparently, the gap gets closed.
How active will the Yankees be in free agency?
Probably very active. They need
what
things.
more do they need?
They need things.
There's something going on that
they need starting pitching is what they need.
And
their bullpen is filled with former starters who just couldn't quite cut it. Like Luis Severino is going to be back in the starting rotation next season. I mean, you've got Garrett Cole. You've got, Jonathan Loisiga is okay. He's a passable starter, but I think he's much better out of the bullpen. He did okay last night. Like the bullpen is fine. You just need, I think, like one more starter. You need a 2 to go with Garrett Cole.
No, you don't.
You do.
You guys should be fine to
It's the starting, like the starting pitching was okay this season. The bullpen was exceptional, except for I think about a month where Aroldis Chapman couldn't do anything, and he was blowing every single save opportunity he had. But the bats are okay when they're working, but I guess that's every team. I don't know, man. Like they're okay. They just need there's like one piece missing, and I don't know quite what it is.
What World Series matchup do you want to see? I want the Giants in there.
I was gonna say I think Giants White Sox, because I don't care. I don't want the Rays to make it. I don't want the Red Sox to make it. I don't want the Astros to make it.
Yeah.
I don't know who else is in the AL.
The Rays. Did you say?
No,
the
I
Rays?
don't want the Rays.
I think the Rays and Giants might be an interesting one.
No, nobody wants the Rays. Their starting pitcher for game 1 will go 4 innings and not allow a single hit and then get pulled because analytics. And it's idiotic. The Rays do not deserve to win anything.
It's crazy that the Rays are back in the postseason.
They do not
without
deserve
Blake
to
Snell.
win anything. It's crazy that Blake Snell's not in the playoffs because the Padres.
It's crazy. Yu Darvish was told that he was going to compete for a World Series.
Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr. That
Who
team
else
is
is
stacked,
there?
and they didn't even make the
I think
playoffs.
Victor Caratini's there. Yeah, there's a lot.
Cubsker says yes, Rico. Giants, White Sox. Why do you want the White Sox, Cubsker? You're a Cubs fan.
Yeah,
You should
not
hate the White Sox.
That's where I want the Rays. All right, so a couple more suggestions before we move on to the Huskers defense here. The rollover, Seth says. Overtime is an option.
No, it needs to be something over, not overtime. Something over.
Time over.
Time over. No.
Time over. Game over by Mailman Dan.
Maybe.
A name texter says Passover.
Isn't that a holiday?
The Passover? Yes, I think so.
I'd rather not.
Let's stay away from all that. Mark, he hates the Rays hate. Thank you, Mark.
Mark.
I like Joey Wendell.
No, you know what? No, Mark, get in here.
Give me Joey Wendell.
Come on, Mark. No, the Rays are dumb. The Rays are dumb. They don't have a single person who you would actually, well, they have like 2 people who you would actually know because they're up and coming rookies with big names. But I'm sure in like
Wander
2 years,
Franco is amazing.
in like 2 years, they're going to trade him away for a bag of peanuts or for some new up and coming rookies. They don't deserve to win because they don't keep their players around long enough for their fans, if they actually have any, to actually build a relationship and begin to like them. They used to. They had Evan Longoria for the longest time, and then they were just like, you know what? Analytics say he's bad. So you know where he's at? I think still the Giants. I don't know where he's at, actually.
Andy says on the text line, we need to change his name, make his name Andy instead of just a number. He goes, the Rays do deserve it. They won their division. Their AAA, AA, and single A teams also all won their division. They have the best farm system in baseball.
They don't deserve
Give
to
me
win.
Wander Franco.
They don't deserve to win anything.
That's awesome. And then finally, the Bears. Got to agree with hangover because how do you cure a hangover, Rico? Happy hour.
Is that how you cure a
I
hangover?
think so.
I don't think that's how you cure a hangover. I think
It
that's
just
how you
makes it
keep
not
a
as painful.
hangover from coming. I
I don't know. All right, let's move on here real quick. I played flag football last night, guys.
Proud of you.
Do you know you want to know what I did?
Dropped a pass?
No. So in blocking in flag football, you can't block with your arms. You have to keep your arms behind your body.
You got to
know?
shoulder them.
Yes, yeah. So I ran a delayed route. So I flare out as one of the offensive linemen because they didn't rush anybody. Wide open. I juked 2 guys. Not 1, but 2.
Wow.
And then the guy pulled on my shorts and ripped them.
They must have been very unathletic people.
We did win 39-15.
Who are these teams you're going against?
They're in the B division in the intramural flag
goodness.
football.
I'm gonna have to go watch a game and just criticize the
Big
heck
Sky
out
was
of you.
there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask Big Sky how it looked.
Big Sky was there taking pictures, I think, or interviewing some flag football team for a
Goodness
project.
Gracious.
But also,
Let me get my old intramural flag football team from college.
you wouldn't have a chance.
Okay.
We have the gloves. We have football gloves and everything.
So did
it's-
we.
So it's sticky.
So did we. And we had
sticky substance.
it was all track athletes.
That's why. Yeah, I'm out. I'm not.
Although we weren't supposed to play.
That's probably not. Also, I've realized that like the mix with flag football and ferals.
That seems like a terrible idea.
I'm not like feeling.
You
the
need
best.
to eat more to keep your body going.
I feel like I'm eating a lot. I'm drinking a lot of water.
Mhm.
I'm sore. I
Shout out Farrell's.
My stomach is trying to adjust to eating better.
It's hard to eat that much food.
Yeah. Like it's
Because it's
tough.
not a diet. You're not cutting
No,
back
not
on
at
food.
all.
You're eating more food to make up
It's just
for what
eating
your
better.
the energy you're expending when you work out. So you have to eat more food to get that energy back. So it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, which I will say the kickboxing class, shout out to Jeff. He taught
Did he teach
led
it this morning?
he teached the
Dude,
taught the
his-
class. It was
His
good.
Kickboxing classes are killer.
I didn't think today's was that bad.
Did
But
you kick today or did you
yeah.
still just do punches?
Oh no,
Got
we
some
did.
kicks
It
in?
was the kicks, it was the roundhouses, and then it
Nice.
was 5 push-ups after 5 Oh, it was. I was breathing. I was sweating. through my shirt.
Gotcha.
All right, let's move on. Husker football. Let's talk about the defense real quick. Obviously, going into Michigan here. Here's kind of the way I look at it. Casey Rogers, they get him back already to a deep defensive line. The defense is playing out of their minds. And here's the interesting part. I know other people at the station have said it also, but I feel the same way. There's not a star player that stands out above everybody else on this defense. League coming into the year, it was Cam Taylor-Britt's the best player, not only on the defense, but on the team.
Yep.
And some of that may have been shadow or over, covered up by his special teams problems early on in the season. But
People
however,
are mixing special teams Cam with
I
defense.
am completely past all those special teams mistakes because obviously he's not on special teams anymore. It seems like Oliver Martin may be the way they want to go with that at the punt return position after last Saturday. And maybe that's the guy that they talked about who they trust that just wasn't quite ready yet. And we know it because of injury. But back to the defense. They don't necessarily have a star player. And they're showing that that is okay. 1 week, it could be JoJo Doman, just like last Saturday. A couple weeks ago, it could be a Reimer. The previous weeks, it could be the guys up front as a collective group.
It could be Henrich.
It could be
Ben
Hendricks.
Stilley, it could
Deontay
be-
Williams, when he had those couple picks in one game. They're okay with not having one main guy that the defense revolves around. And it's pretty impressive. They're selfless. Everyone in that defense understands their role and embraces their role, and they're fully bought in.
It's team defense because the defensive linemen, although they don't get a lot of love, they don't get a lot of tackles or a lot of sacks. What they're doing, especially the big boy in the middle, D Boogie, is taking up space, taking on 2 blockers, maybe shoving a blocker back to disrupt what the quarterback or the running back are doing and force them to take a hole they didn't want to take. And that hole that they're going to take, that they're forced to take, is exactly where a linebacker is. So even though Daniels isn't getting the tackle, what he's doing is blowing up the play and making it so that his guys behind him can make the play and shut it down.
Making the linebackers look good, or at least the guys behind him, whether that's from the secondary or not. Here's my favorite part about...
And also, I'm sorry.
No, it's all
also
good.
with the linebackers, the guys on the edge, Caleb Tanner or anybody on the edge, Feldarius Payne, Garrett Nelson. What they do on outside runs or those little passes, flares on the outside, they set the edge. They force the dude back. They force him back inside where the middle linebackers, the defensive linemen, and sometimes some guys in the secondary who are coming up to stop it are waiting for them. So it's very minimal yardage or a loss of yardage sometimes.
Well, that just goes right back to understanding their role on a specific play, not trying to do too much from whatever position that they're at, if that makes sense. And like I was just about to say, here's my favorite part. They don't expect praise. They don't expect recognition, because these last couple of weeks, you've heard it, and being able to talk to them after Oklahoma and all that, they don't care how well they played as a group. They care how the team played as
a whole.
Offense, defense, special teams as one complete whole. This defense that's led by Eric Chenier won't and shouldn't necessarily. This is where I bring my opinion to do it a little bit. They shouldn't praise a player for doing their job, for doing something that is expected of them. And since we just got done talking about baseball, I guess I can relate this to baseball. In high school, my team bunted all the time. We bunted all the time. No, it didn't matter if you were the second player or second hitter in the lineup. Doesn't matter if you're hitting cleanup. Doesn't matter if you're hitting 8th. If there's a guy on first base with less than 1 out or with 0 outs, you're bunting. Because that's just the role. That was the culture. And everybody embraced it. But you didn't come back to the dugout and get a high five or a pat on the butt for doing your job because it's expected of you. And that was okay. That was expected. When you make a great play, then get the praise. If you make a huge play on 4th and short, heck yes. But here's the deal is right after that series ends, right after that series is over.
Keep going.
Sorry, I'm distracted now. Right after that series is over, then it's next series. That's what you're focused on, right?
Mhm.
And so at some point, that's how I feel about it, is that this defense doesn't necessarily expect or shouldn't be given extra, I don't know the word, not benefits, but extra praise on top of everybody else just because they're the better unit, if that makes sense.
I mean, kind of, but at the same time, I think the defense deserves some type of extra recognition for the job that they have been doing. I know it's just it's them doing their job. What their job is to stop the other team from scoring. They don't have a shutout, but what they're doing is limiting the opposing team scoring, limiting the opposing team's yards. And I get that that's their job, but the way that they've gone about it with the lack of offensive support, the lack of special team support, and being put in precarious situations, I think the defense deserves extra praise because of what they've done and the way that they've gone about it. They haven't, you don't see defenders on the sideline yelling at people on offense or yelling at people on special teams, demanding them to do better. What they're doing is they're supporting them. They're saying, hey, you did all right. You did good. Let's keep moving forward as a team. Let's get this going. Maybe, let's say, Adrian, you threw an interception and they got the ball at their 40. That sucks. You can get it next time. What we're going to do right now is we're going to go out here. We're going to stop them. We're going to hold them to a field goal or hold them to no points, make them punt it. We're going to give the ball back to you. What you got to do now is take the ball down the field and get us a touchdown so we can work with the lead.
Exactly. And I guess I didn't want to take it away from saying that they're doing a much better job than any other position group on this team. Because I think, obviously, and you can look at the stats to prove it, this defense is playing much better than the offense or the special teams is. I guess, and they're doing it to a much higher level than what my analogy with bunting in baseball. Like, they're doing it at a much higher level. I don't want that to be lost in the sauce, as they say. But with that mentality that I was kind of talking about, that's when you're able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you gave up 37 net yards rushing against Northwestern
and still be upset.
I think they were averaging 1.4 yards per carry. Jojo Doman led the way with 10 tackles. Like I said, is he considered the star of this defense on a week-to-week basis, on every single week?
No.
He's definitely a staple.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's he's not the guy leading the tackle sheet every single weekend.
He's one of the people you look to for leadership, but not the person you look to on this defense, particularly on a game-to-game basis, to be the guy that's showing out on every single defensive snap.
Yeah.
And I get what you're saying when you say, they shouldn't get extra praise for doing their job, because that's the way that they think about it.
Exactly.
The way they go about it is they want to get a shutout every time. They allow 7 points, they're mad. If they win a game, like even against Northwestern, they're extremely happy because the team got the win, but in their mind, they should have got the shutout. They didn't want them to score that touchdown. Against Michigan State, granted, they lost the game and they feel terrible about that, but holding the nation's leading rusher to 46 yards rushing, they were happy about it, but upset. They wanted to hold him to less because he got that 26-yard run or whatever in overtime, and that was one of the reasons they ended up losing.
I was just saying, and at the end of the day, they lost the game.
So what they want to do, and what they're trying to do, is shut everybody out and hold everybody to 0 yards. That's what they want to do. Their job is to stop a team from scoring and stop a team from gaining yards. So that's exactly what they're trying to do. So their mentality, I think holding them to that standard is a little harsh, but if they want to believe that they can do that, I'm all for it.
Well, it goes right back, and we will have to push the game show to the final segment so we can get to Aaron Sorensen here. But before we take a break, it just goes back to that comment that Eric Schnander made about pressure, and that they're okay with having pressure on them. They want pressure on them.
Embracing the pressure.
Because number one, they know how good of a unit they have, and they want to show it out and stuff like that. And so I wanted to touch on that. I'm not trying to say that this unit should not be recognized, but it's pretty stinking cool when they know that they should have gotten a shutout like this weekend, and they didn't. So they're kind of pissed off about it. Scott Frost was pretty mad about it during halftime.
Yeah, that when the head coach is upset that you gave up a touchdown and held a team to very few yards, and it's like, you could have, they shouldn't have let up when we got up by 3 scores, and they should have, held out a little bit longer. We could have got a score if they would have done this. Like
that's something you haven't seen in the last 6 years.
Yeah,
you can't say that during Mike Riley's time. You can't really say that during Scott Frost's time. You haven't actually heard it in Scott Frost's time, despite in post-game press conferences or on Monday press conferences. It's just, it's the first time we've been able to hear that in close to 6 years. And it's pretty darn refreshing to be able to hear it. So let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll have to push the game show to the final segment so we can get to Aaron Sorensen of Hale Varsity up next on the Happy Hour.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning. Now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Not all championships come with a trophy. Some help save lives. If you'd like to be on the team that kicks cancer's butt, come to Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln this fall and support their Cheers to Hope campaign. Every Cheers to Hope koozie or ACS chicken ringer you buy supports the American Cancer Society and their fight against cancer. Sounds like a win to me. You get great beer, the best chicken sandwich in the league, the chicken ringer, and you're helping fight cancer. Cheers to Hope at Buffalo Wings and Rings, the better Buffalo.
One host has a red beard and thinning hair. The other also has a red beard and thinning hair. One host got married over the summer. So did the other one. One is a diehard fan of a sub-500 AL Central baseball team. So is the other. Can these two radio hosts do a show together without getting confused as to their own identity? The same couple. Happer and Schaefer. Weekday mornings from 8 to 11 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Brad Moline, president of Allo Communications. I'm proud to say that Allo is supporting the FCC's Emergency Broadband Benefit Program. We are committed to bringing high-quality internet to everyone in our fiber communities. If you qualify for federal support or have been financially impacted during the pandemic, you may receive free 500 megabit internet from Allo. To find out more, please stop by the Allo store or go to allofiber.com/EBB.
The workday is long, the bills are due, and sometimes you just need to relax. There's no better way to do that than in your brand new hot spring spa from Bonsall Pool & Spa. With hot tubs as low as $75 per month and interest-free financing, you're sure to find the perfect spa to fit your lifestyle. So get over to Bonsall Pool & Spa today and check out their selection of hot spring spas. Bonsall Pool & Spa, 33rd and Highway 2. Perfect water every time since 1951.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Build your network, experience local business, and find out what local merchants have to offer all in one day. Visit the 2021 Lincoln Expo on Tuesday, October 13th at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Safely discover local business and shop local at the 2021 Lincoln Expo from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Areas of fog possible this morning, then partly cloudy and a touch cooler. Will top out at around 73. Winds out of the southeast at around 10. A few passing clouds lingering across the area tonight with a low of 56. We'll start to warm back up a bit tomorrow with a high of 78. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill has been your go-to in South Lincoln for years, and their second location in downtown Lincoln is now open. Rosie's downtown spot is Lincoln's premier Nebraska party bar with the Sidetrack Band every Friday night of home games and all day for Nebraska home football games. With 34 TVs that are 65 inches or bigger, you'll always have a great view for all the games. Make sure to check out the new Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, now open in downtown Lincoln at 10th and P.
Back to the happy hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back here on the happy hour, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. Nick Sainert, Enrique Alvarez Clary with you once again. 464-5685 Honda of Lincoln Hotline, Starter Heyman text line. Both those are open for you, as well as on the Starter Heyman Jewelers video stream, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. You can check out our faces there. We are now joined on the Honda of Lincoln Hotline by Aaron Sorensen, as we are every Wednesday of Hail Varsity. Aaron, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. All right. So obviously last Saturday was pretty awesome. It was pretty exciting to watch how Nebraska performed as a whole. Overall, I guess we'll start here. How excited are you for Saturday against Michigan? It's kind of an opportunity for Scott Frost to kind of build and show the fan base and the guys within the program that he does have this thing trending in the right direction.
Yeah, actually, I've seen a couple of comments from people this week that have said something along the lines of like, how many Prove It games are there? And honestly, it feels like that at this point. Every week is sort of a Prove It scenario because, you know, Northwestern is not particularly good this year. However, and to be honest, like that is surprising from a Pat Fitzgerald team. Aside from anything else, like Northwestern is typically much better than they have been in 2021. But when you come up against a team that isn't particularly good, you don't want to beat yourself in that point and that perspective. Like you want to be able to just do your job. And Nebraska did. All facets of that game were operating exactly as you want them to. You didn't have any like rogue special team errors. You had a defense that continued to perform well. The offense, especially on that offensive line, seemed to have some things figured out. Now, Michigan is going to be a much bigger test. Michigan's offensive line is actually going to test the defense for sure. But I think the biggest thing is, can they build on that? Do we see those special teams errors return when there's more pressure? Do we see other areas start to break down when there's more pressure? And so, yeah, I think what that game against Northwestern did is show this team what's possible. The question now is, can they build on that? Can they take the good vibes and good energy they got from that Northwestern game and parlay that into the next one? Because Michigan is ranked in the top 10 for a reason. And that's not to say, I mean, there's a reason they also only open as a 1-point favorite over Nebraska, but Nebraska cannot come into this game and all of that good stuff, toss it out the window, because then you get yourself into what was the point?
Yeah, you're absolutely right about Northwestern and kind of having a bad year. It was the most most yards that Pat Fitzgerald had given up in his time at Northwestern, which is kind of remarkable if you think about it. You wrote an article earlier this week talking about the offensive line and I guess understanding who the opponent was last Saturday and the kind of environment that Nebraska played in, a rockin' night game at Memorial Stadium. Does that give you a little extra confidence in the offensive line going forward, or are you still let's see it happen over a course of a couple weeks and then we'll reevaluate?
Well, I'll take a page out of the Scott Frost handbook. When we ask him about any of those players, he's pretty quick to remind you that it's only been one game. Mm-hmm. That's kind of where I guess I would say I am at this point. There's definitely been improvement on that offensive line against Northwestern. Obviously, they said going into that game that there would be some change up. We now know what that looks like. They shifted some people around, and it seemed to pay off to bring Teddy Prohaska and Nori Noeli into that lineup and then to shift Turner Corcoran over. Yeah, I mean, it seemed like they were able to get more hold. There's definitely some holes that were opening up, which allowed the run game to get going. Now, Northwestern's defense isn't exactly a stout defense, but that confidence it was a confidence builder for an offensive line that has really needed some confidence. So unless they completely change everything back on us, I'm going to go out on a limb and assume we'll see this same lineup against Michigan. And if that's the case, we'll see how this line holds up. And then you start to wonder, why didn't they do it sooner? But maybe they didn't think they were ready.
We're speaking to everyone's favorite Sorensen, Aaron Sorensen of Hale Varsity. So speaking of one game and the run game, what does the emergence of Jacques Yant mean for not only the rest of the running backs in the running back room, but the offensive line in the run blocking areas? Yeah,
Yant is a big back. I know, like, we were told, obviously, that he had needed to lose some weight coming in to this season, but regardless, he's a big running back. I mean, he's who you throw out there when you need them to just like power through some people. I mean, the thing with the running, like, I feel like we've now talked about this the last 3 weeks, and I've said something kind of similar in each situation because we've been trying to understand what they're going to do with running backs. And it's like, once you say it's going to be Ramir Johnson, it ends up being this person. And once it ends up being this person, it ends up being Yant. Like, it just, getting kind of a grasp over who is playing and when has been sort of, I mean, we obviously are not privy to the decision making, but it's hard to know, like, are they going to go in against it and use him? Because, I mean, he can definitely move some bodies. But yeah, I say this every week. Maybe we'll see more of him, but then I keep saying this too. Like, I say that and then it won't be what happens. So
yeah, no, it's
like
a complete guessing game.
Like
yeah, it's a complete guessing game.
Just gonna keep asking you until we figure it out.
Yeah,
right. And I'm like, every week I'm like, running backs. What? And whatever I say, like, when Yant, like, I didn't even say Yant last week. So this is what's happening.
Yeah.
Is it'll be Steph now, like, because I haven't brought it.
Yeah, it's a guessing game, and maybe one of these weeks we'll all get it right on the head there. We're talking to Aaron Sorensen of Hale Varsity, joining us as she does every single Wednesday. Let's go ahead and switch to the defensive side of the ball for Nebraska real quick. They get Casey Rogers back on the defensive line there, a deep defensive line already to begin with, and Rogers coming back just provides more depth for Tony Tuioti. Michigan, on the other side, they rank 7th in the country in rushing yards per game. How much confidence do you have in the front seven of Nebraska going up against a pretty quality running attack in Michigan?
You know, I think because of what we've seen in other games this season, especially now having had a game against an Oklahoma, even Michigan, even that game against Michigan State, having tough opponents for this defense to go against, they have continued to impress each and every week. And the thing that has been the most impressive about this defense is that when they say throughout the week, we have not played our best game, there's still room for us to grow and still things that we want to do better. It's easy to believe them because they keep finding ways to get just a little bit better. It's like, if you wanted them to get 5% better each week, that is what they're doing. So if there was one group that I feel confident in doing their job, it's this defense, but especially that defensive line. I know Scott Frost mentioned this about the offensive line and wanting to see his offensive linemen play with a little bit more of that nasty, a little bit more of that like mean edge and attitude. This defensive line has that. And now you also have, like you said, Casey Rogers back, and just adding to that depth and knowing that you have healthy bodies who are able to go in there. You have to feel pretty good about this the defense in general, but the defensive line. They should be able to put some pressure on Michigan just based on what we have seen so far this season. If they don't, it would feel kind of like they've regressed a little bit, and they haven't given us reason to believe that they will do that. So I really do think the defense shines against Michigan, and I think that defensive line has the ability to hold itself, just to hold the fort down, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely there. Okay, one little bit more of a broader question. let's say Nebraska wins on Saturday. What's your thought of the whole Big Ten West as a complete group? Because Wisconsin's down, they're not able to do what Wisconsin usually does, which is run the football this season. Iowa kind of seems to be the leader in the division, obviously, but Minnesota now with no Mo Ibrahim is struggling as of late. What kind of added benefit would it be if Nebraska wins on Saturday? How does that affect their position in terms of the division?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they still have to face all of those teams, and I think no week is guaranteed for Nebraska at this point, because the one thing that Nebraska has showed us so far this season is that they are capable of beating themselves every week if they want to. And so, like, when you start to look ahead to Wisconsin, and like you said, Iowa is definitely leading the division, and that's going to be a tough game for Nebraska, but all of these games are going to be. But I start to grow concerned about what happens when those mistakes, if they resurface. How does this team respond? Are they able to get past them, or are these opponents who will have had a lot of film on Nebraska at that point able to take advantage of that? And that's where I think when I joked about every week feels like a prove it week, it really is, because Nebraska has not shown enough consistency in all facets of the game where you can walk in and go, sure, Wisconsin is down this season, but does that mean anything when it comes to Nebraska? Because Nebraska has been riding a roller coaster to a degree. So beating Michigan could be a huge, huge springboard for Nebraska. But then I absolutely then wouldn't be shocked if they don't have a complete hangover against a Minnesota. Now, they could go into Minnesota and be completely hyped up and handle that just fine. But I think my point is there's just no guarantee week in and week out if what you are going to see is going to be what we saw against Northwestern, or if it's going to be even what we saw in the first half against Fordham. I remember that first game against Fordham, fans were like, what am I watching? So that is the concern, is like, what team are you going to get? We kind of know what you're getting with the defense. It's the offense and special teams where it feels like those two areas can very quickly beat themselves, and any game becomes a prove it game when you're playing like that.
All right, Aaron, I'm going to switch it up on you real quick. I'm going to volleyball. After the tough non-con slate, they've entered they've entered Big Ten play, and they're 4-0 right now. But now they've got a really tough road schedule. They go to Penn State and then to Rutgers. This Penn State game with the added benefit that Nebraska got Lauren Stivrins back last week, which was a massive, massive boost to the team. What are we looking at against number 13 Penn State?
Oh, wow. This is, if you are somebody who hasn't had a chance to watch much Nebraska volleyball this season for some reason, this is one where a clear schedule, 6 p.m. on Friday, 6 p.m. Central, if anyone happens to not be in the Central time zone. I mean, this is a heck of a matchup. Penn State and Nebraska notoriously play each other incredibly tough. Now, these are two top-tier programs, and to get Lauren Stivrins back, not just for this, but having had some playing experience now under her belt this season, to go through that. I mean, if you're Penn State, you're definitely like, dang, why did Lauren have to come back? Because, I mean, there is just no one who does the slide like Lauren Stivrins. So, like I said, if you have not gotten a chance to watch much Nebraska volleyball, this is going to be the one. Now, Penn State is going to challenge Nebraska's freshmen, but those freshmen have been holding up pretty well so far. I mean, Cook has been pleased with what he's seen. Obviously, they need to keep growing and keep testing themselves. But I mean, Lindsay Krause looked great this last weekend. I'm excited to see Nebraska against Penn State because, one, like I said, this is just a true dream of a volleyball matchup every single year. But yeah, it's gonna be fun to see Nebraska respond and see those freshmen get this chance against a team like Penn State. I know they played Stanford and everything, but there's something about conference games that just feels a little bit different. So this is one, I think most people who are volleyball fans have had this one circled on their calendars for a while. And I do not blame them because I think it's going to be a fun one.
One more here before we let you go, and I'm going to switch it up on you one more time here. Men's basketball. They had a workout on Tuesday, I believe, in front of a couple scouts from the NBA and stuff. What did you take away from that, number one? And number two, how excited should Husker fans be for their November 9th opener?
Yeah. first and foremost, Trevor Lakes is like 3-point shooting extraordinaire. Awesome. I mean, the thing I would say about this team is they have a lot of personality. You have Alonzo Verge Jr. He's like yelling in practice. He's got a lot of energy. Bryce McGowan is obviously, he's young, so he's still kind of learning, but you see like these big flashing moments of greatness where he's dunking and it's just so easy for him. Obviously you've got some big guys on this team like Derek Walker. I just think ultimately this team is fun to watch. I have no idea how it's going to pan out once I know they got picked like 11th or something in the conference. I don't know how fair that is with this team because they definitely are in a prove it situation, but you know, they're at a point where they have nothing to lose. So when you think of like this team and sort of its attitude and maybe even the chip it has on its shoulder now, they should be pretty fun to watch, but this team's got a lot of personality and they've got a lot of flair. Like I said, Trevor Lakes is just like knocking 3-pointers down left and right. And yes, practice, but I mean, you practice what you practice is what you hope you perform. So I just would say if you're a Nebraska basketball fan, both men's and women's, I think both of these teams should be a lot of fun to watch. And I think that's just what people want. They want teams that win, but they also want to have fun watching them. I think both men's and women's are going to be a heck of a time to watch.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the women are going to be a lot of fun to watch as well.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron, appreciate the time as always. Great stuff as always. Have fun on Saturday against Michigan, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday.
Thank you. If anyone wants to see me freak out, you'll see it during the third and fourth quarter once again. That was wild.
Yeah, perfect. We'll be on the lookout for you. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
That is Erin Sorensen of Hail Varsity joining us on every Wednesday here on the happy hour at 2:30. So let's go.
Not wrong. That third to fourth quarter transition.
That's wild.
Night game. If they keep that night game tradition right there.
Yeah,
exciting things.
It's gonna be wild. All right, let's take our final timeout. Call now 464-5685 to play the game show. 2 truths and a lie. Husker athlete JoJo Domann. You tell us which fact that I give you or which statement I give you is a lie, and you win $25 to Muchachos, courtesy of Nick and everybody else down there. Call now, 464-5685. We'll be right back.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
No doubt about it, a water softener saves you money. Don't have one? Call the plumbers at Bryant. Just one call and no arm-twisting contracts. For a free estimate, call 467-1111 or go to BryantLincoln.com.
Join 93.7 The Ticket on Wednesday at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Deep Pete goes one-on-one at 3 with Sean Callahan. Jay Foreman joins from 4 to 6 p.m. to preview the Michigan game. And Buzzy Carruthers goes from 6 to 8 p.m. That's all this Wednesday at Tanner's, 30th and Yankee Hill.
Last year, the average starting pay for an SCC truck driver training program graduate was $44,720. Southeast Community College can now make that a reality in only 8 weeks with its professional truck driver training class starting in October. SCC's fleet of 12 trucks and professional instructors will prepare you for a new career. You'll end the course with your Class A CDL. Learn more about SCC's professional truck driver training class at southeast.edu/truck driver. SCC, your path to possible.
Not all championships come with a trophy. Some help save lives. If you'd like to be on the team that kicks cancer's butt, come to Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln this fall and support their Cheers to Hope campaign. Every Cheers to Hope koozie or ACS chicken ringer you buy supports the American Cancer Society and their fight against cancer. Sounds like a win to me. You get great beer, the best chicken sandwich in the league, the chicken ringer, and you're helping fight cancer. Cheers to Hope at Buffalo Wings and Rings, the better Buffalo.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Build your network, experience local business, and find out what local merchants have to offer all in one day. Visit the 2021 Lincoln Expo on Tuesday, October 13th at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Safely discover local business and shop local at the 2021 Lincoln Expo from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m.
Starting the right career is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. You want to enjoy your career, be challenged, have fun, earn a great weekly paycheck, and work for a great company. If you're looking for a career change or right out of high school, the John Henry's Plumbing Apprentice Program may be the perfect answer. You'll get paid while getting hands-on training. We focus on your skills while you engage in real-world learning. Why not join the John Henry's team today? Apply at jhlincoln.com. That's jhlincoln.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
Have you been to Barnwood and Leather, that new furniture store in Lincoln? It's a whole new look. If you like country, you'll love Barnwood and Leather. It's country with a kick. Rustic, yet contemporary. Handcrafted in America from historic reclaimed barnwood and the finest leather. Create your own one-of-a-kind look for a room or your whole home. Come see for yourself at Barnwood and Leather, South 14th and Dahlberg. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5.
Now back to the happy hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back here on the happy hour one final time. Thanks again to Aaron Sorensen of Hail Varsity for joining us. Great stuff from her as always. Don says on the text line, it's the last few minutes to finish out the show. Let's get it. Shout out Industry Baby. You're absolutely right, Don. Shout out Industry Baby. Also, I would like to say this. I tweeted this out. If anybody's at the stadium, any stadium, whether Nebraska's on at home or on the road, you need to tweet at us if Industry Baby comes on.
If you're in your car, if you're at the gym, if you're in the grocery store, no matter where you're at, if you hear Industry Baby, record a little bit, tag me, Nick, and the station on Twitter, say, shout out Industry Baby, and we will give you a shout out.
More people do it than you guys probably think, I will say.
It's fun.
So,
it's fun.
We have a couple minutes left. Call now, 464-5685. If you want to win $25 to Muchachos, it's pretty easy stuff. You get it once a week.
So nobody wants Muchachos? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah, if nobody calls here, I will read the three statements. And
no, I'll just take the Muchachos myself.
We can't do that, Rico.
I'll take it myself. They don't know that.
We can't do that. Also, we got these new bumper stickers in.
Yeah, we did.
If you're watching on the Starter Heyman Jewelers video stream, this is it.
Check it out. Look at that little beauty.
It is glorious. So here's the deal. If you want to rep the ticket and all the people involved, stop on by the station. We have a box full of them. Rep some ticket swag. So we'll be all good to go. All right. Jim. We have Jim. Jim, I appreciate you calling, man. I appreciate you being brave and trying this out here.
Well, I thought I'd give it a try. I was on my way home and turned in the ticket like always. And I thought, why not give it a try and see if I can win something?
That's my man, Jim.
Like always, he says. Let's go.
That's my man, Jim. All right, Jim. Do you know how this game works? 2 truths and a lie?
No, I don't.
Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 statements about JoJo Domann, all right, the Huskers linebacker. You have to tell me which one is incorrect, which is a lie. Which one is a lie, okay?
Okay.
All right. JoJo Domann for $25 to Muchachos. Domann has 9 career forced fumbles. JoJo is from Colorado Springs, Colorado. And third, JoJo Domann made second team All Big Ten last season.
Wow.
Which one is
I don't
the
have
lie?
A wingman either, I bet.
No wingman here. It's $25 to Muchachos.
I'm going to say the 9 forced fumbles.
I'm sorry, but that is incorrect. Rico, can you give him the horn?
I will.
Oh.
Sorry, Jim. Appreciate you playing, man. Play again next week. All right, we'll still answer calls. All right, so whoever's up next, call in. Once again, JoJo Domann, 9 career forced fumbles. He's from Colorado Springs, Colorado. or he made second team All Big Ten last season. For $25 to Muchachos, we have Sue. Sue, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Did
What
you
it
hear,
is, Sue?
Did you hear the 3 statements?
No, can you do it again, please?
Absolutely. So you'll have to tell me which one is the lie here. JoJo Doman, Huskers outside linebacker, has made 9 career forced fumbles. He is from Colorado Springs, Colorado. Or third, he made second team All Big Ten last season.
Okay.
Which one is
He
the
made-
lie?
The third one that he made the second.
You're absolutely correct, Sue. Congratulations. You have won
great.
$25 to Muchachos. Stay on the line. Mark will grab your information and you'll be able to come swing by and pick up that gift card.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sue. Congrats
Congratulations
to
to Sue.
All right, we have a couple minutes left. Probably about a minute.
Sue's really out here.
Yeah,
making
shout out to
dreams come
Sue.
true.
Yeah, so see, it's pretty easy stuff, guys.
Yo, first off, shout out to Jim for turning to the station every time, as he says when he's on his way home. Shout out to you, Jim.
Yeah,
you're the real MVP.
Stop on by. We'll give you a
bumper sticker.
A ticket bumper sticker.
I mean, everybody gets a bumper sticker.
You
but
can-
you get a bumper sticker.
You can put it on your laptop. You can put it on
Your car.
your car.
You could put it on your face. I wouldn't
Probably
advise
not.
it. I wouldn't advise it, but you could.
Yeah, probably not.
And then shout out to Sue for winning.
Yes. So make sure you stick around after we are out of here in about 30 seconds. DP is live from Tanner's. He'll be joined by Sean Callahan of Husker Online here in a couple minutes. At 4 o'clock, DP and Jay will be there to have Old School. And then following that, from 6 to 8, it's Ticket Weeknights. What's the Buzz with Husker Basketball Director of Player Development, Buzzy Carruthers. Thanks again to Aaron Sorensen of Hale Varsity. Congrats again to Sue for winning Muchachos. We're out. Talk to you tomorrow.
Adios.
Starting the right career is one of the most important